I got a box today. Let's open it, and if this is what I think it is, I'm going to be more excited than a redneck with a Victoria's Secret catalog. It was what I thought it was. Yes, she's pretty beat up. And, so I got a lot of cleaning to do. One thing that I didn't notice in the ad, though it was clearly visible, is somebody's little idea of being cute. And this is going to require a fair bit of cleaning. I know at the very least these controls are going to need some deoxid. This tuning up button is kind of busticated. Yeah, she's been rode hard. As UXW Bill said, I sent the Technics expert himself the link to this auction. He said, whoa, talk about rode hard and put away wet. And something tells me that's an understatement. So first things first, let's get the cover off. She's working. Oh yeah, it's even, you can even pick this up in stereo. Even got AM works, though I had to, it's got an RCA AM antenna jack, and it couldn't even pull in this station, and I just grabbed an RCA cable and plugged in, and then it was able to get it. Got some sacrificial test speakers hooked up. All I've done to it is taken it apart and spray some deoxit here on the volume control, and I've taken off these little buttons here. That would be for phono, and put it back on tuner now. They said it didn't work and crackles. Well, I guess maybe the deoxit on the volume control is all it needed. Now I need to take apart this, hold on, turn that all the way down to keep the copyright police off my butt. I need to take this apart, obviously for some cleaning. This thing is pretty filthy. If you look, the tuning up button does weird stuff. Hold on. I don't know how well it comes out on camera, but when you push it, you hear this funky noise in the audio. Let's see here. So I need, at the very least, fix that. While I've got it apart, I'd like to be able to just take this whole plastic front panel and basically just dunk it in the kitchen sink and just scrub it really well. You know, get it free of electronics and stuff. Like I gotta be careful because this thing is hot right now. I've got it partially taken apart. There seems to be an impossible screw there underneath J103, and you can smell it heating up, so hopefully it doesn't go boom anytime soon. At least not while I'm here. It all says made in Japan. There's the STK module. Let's see here. What else? That needs to be seen. It's got a AA base battery backup. However, there was no sign of battery crud, so when this thing was put away, at least they took the batteries out, providing they ever used batteries in it. Let's get around here to the other side. One of the speaker things broke off. So that kind of is a bummer. It's got an AC outlet right here, which is cleverly right next to the speaker protector, or the speaker jacks. I do have a little speaker protector, and if I can't figure out a way to fix these, what I might do is solder wires onto the motherboard where this hooks up, install my speaker protector that I got off eBay inside the unit, providing I can find a good place to tap 12 volts, and then just replace these with binding posts. So that would definitely give this a nice little hi-fi upgrade. Again though, if I can fix this relatively easily, I will do that. If not, well, I've got a good plan B. And then right here's your antenna ports and AM loop antenna. There's no, I'm guessing right there is the bracket for the loop antenna, though mine's missing that. There's the phono and the ground and the tape loop, and that's it. This is, I'm willing to bet that this 210 was darn near the bottom of the barrel as far as these Technics receivers. But UXW Bill has made so many videos on his. It got me curious, and I think this is, and one of the reasons I wanted these is because they are such a small form factor. I think they'll fit nicely on my shelf between the Wharfdales, or even on top one of them. Now, I'm just going to show right here, there's some definite, that definitely has gotten hot right there. So, this little STK module has definitely had some stress put on it. Actually, would that have come from it? No, actually that's right above that little regulator right there is where all that heat's come from, and then a little bit from the power transformer. So yeah, this thing, no heat damage above that. That little regulator right there. And before I poke any further, there. Now I can poke around a little bit safer. That is a, somebody will know what that is. Rather than try and read it, I'll just let you, rather than try and speak it, I'll just let you guys read it. I definitely need to hit this with the air compressor, that's for sure. And among other things. I don't see any bloated caps, so that's a good thing, especially those right there. Though I will say if these ever need replaced, I might have to up that value just a little bit. So, give it a little extra headroom there. But all this is made in Japan. Oh, you're probably getting sick right there. Sometimes I look at and think about what I'm doing and not what I'm filming. And that's never a good thing. But, so that's, I just gotta figure out how to get to that impossible screw there underneath that ribbon cable. And it seems to be what's holding this, or at least partially what's holding this front panel in place. So, just gotta figure that out, and then I'll be able to clean all those controls, and then hopefully figure out what's up with the that button behind the display. After I've taken it apart, the tuning up button is working now. So I'm not sure what was up with it before. I've got a little more, definitely some more investigating. The only way to get this the rest of the way apart is I'm gonna have to unhook everything from it. Volume control, the headphone jack, the power button, and a few other things. I'm not sure if I really want to go to all that work. Though I might have to in order to fix that button. So we'll see what happens. And, and with it out of the cabinet, let's go ahead and flip this upside down here. You can see it's got a FM, AM, long wave, and medium wave. So you know what this is gonna... It shows AM. It lights up the AM. It's kind of interesting that it shows that. It appears, though, with the exception of those two indicators, that most of the display segments are more or less used. Oh, hold on. Nope, this 7-segment display isn't used in any way, shape, or form that I know of. Let's just see what else it finds off a piece of wire antenna. Nope, not much. I found this gray piece of wire I'm using for an antenna. I'm like, where'd that come from? And then I remembered, this is from when, this is from UXW Bill's exit sign. So how ironic that I'm using it as an antenna on a Technics receiver. Okay, I've given him enough shout-outs, so you can never have too many shout-outs to cool people. So, hey, this is pretty sweet. So, I'm very curious how people are going to react to my mention earlier in the video to modifying the speaker jacks to binding posts. Again, that's just a potential idea, though I really can't think of a... And I won't, providing I can think of a better way to do it. So that's this installment of the Technics receiver. Well, it doesn't look too much like a stereo receiver anymore. However, I decided my best mode of attack would be to remove the front panel, which wasn't too hard. The volume control just clips on with these two little clips. Ooh, that one broke on me. I'll have to put a little glue on that. This little thing for the volume control light comes off. And let's see here, what else here. One screw, and then the power switch you pull out and then turn 90 and it comes out. And then the headphone jack clips in right here, though you need to take a knife and kind of cut this glue. And it's no secret, I'm no electronics technician. Part of the reason I got this receiver is I thought it'd be a fun way to get my feet wet, and if I totally borked it, well, I wasn't out too much. So this right here, this is that messed up tuning up button. You can see that is totally broken versus the tuning down, which is fine. So again, a little bit of hot glue should fix that. Some kind of a glue. I may just use something like super glue or Gorilla Glue and then reinforce it with a nice little glob of hot glue on each side, because hot glue has give to it. And then this one right here, while it's not broken, you can see there's some fatigue there. And the rest of the preset buttons look pretty good. So this will also give me a good opportunity to just set this in the sink, spray some cleaner on it, and just scrub it down really good. So, more as it happens. Almost doesn't even look like the same receiver now after it still needs a little more cleaning, but it's really come around with just some cleaner and stuff. I might not have to follow through on my threat to put the front panel in the dishwasher. Unfortunately, I did manage to rub off the power and some of the phone's indications. So that was, well, I just used too strong of a cleaner. That's all that was. But it definitely did a very good job breaking loose the dirt. So that's good. Okay, another look at the Technics SA-210. I still need to give it a good blowing out with the air compressor. Let's see here. I got the front panel. The buttons that go on these things are actually in the dishwasher right now, which I'm sure you can hear running. As is the lid. It's also in the dishwasher. And I've probably got the weirdest load of stuff in the dishwasher right now. I've got stove parts, stereo parts, and dishes in my dishwasher right now. So, okay, I have, wow, I can see my breath in here. That's pretty sad. I've looked at the speaker connector, and I think it can be pretty much considered broken. I can see one of the pieces, but I don't see how I can fix it and it realistically stay fixed for any length of time. So, I think I'm going to end up resorting to, there we go, get some light on the subject. Yeah, let's see if I can show what's wrong with it. Yeah, see those broken things? And I don't see a good way to, I actually found one of the pieces, but I don't see a good way to, oh, what's the word? To go ahead and fix it. There's no way something like that's going to stay glued. So, I could get another part like this, and I haven't looked yet, but if someone can point me to where I can get another one of those, I'll heavily consider that. Otherwise, I may just upgrade it to banana plugs. Well, not banana. 5-way binding post. Now, I still gotta get this board out of here. I gotta clean it out, but this right here is my little speaker protector I got on eBay. Now, as most of the people watching this video probably know, these little STK modules, well, the speaker protection usually used with them in these earlier Technics doesn't work. Usually when something goes wrong, the protection burns out, and so do your speakers. So I'm thinking about seeing if I can somehow just integrate this into the unit. Now, there's obvious some issues with putting it this close to the transformer. There's transformer hum or AC hum, and I'm a little worried about these little wires being so close. So that's one thing I've got to figure out. But if I end up putting it here, one thing that might come in handy is the headphone jack is right here. Now, I won't know till I take the board out or get a schematic for this unit, but in some of these stereo receivers, the headphone jack actually runs off the main amplifier chip. And my theory for that is supported because you can see there are two resistors right there. So if that's the case, oh, lost my light, but I don't really need it anymore. If it turns out that I don't need the, if that's true, and that present right here is a full-blown signal from the amplifier chip that goes through here and then out to the speakers, all I'd have to do is disconnect wires 29 through 32, wire them right into my protector, and then run new wires from these ports over here to the input. And then of course I'd have to come up with some little mini power supply that could run off the transformer. But man, if that works out for me, oh wow, how easy will that be? I don't know how I'll mount it yet. I've got some computer standoffs I could maybe use. This is a standoff enough to where I could probably just drill some holes and put some, like I said, motherboard standoffs on, and then just put this right here. But I want to get this unit somewhat together, at least test fit everything to where I know this could live right here comfortably, because especially if I could scoot this a little bit closer, or a little bit closer to the front and a little further away from the transformer, that would definitely give me some peace of mind, as well as making the wiring easier. But it doesn't matter what happens. Either way, this board is going to have to come out at some point to facilitate the replacement or either replacement of this or the retrofitting of 5-way binding posts. Now I need to see how my dinner is doing. So anyway, I just thought I'd say this was probably the last installment of the SA-210 you'll see that me make this evening. I'm probably going to get these videos edited together and put up on YouTube. So the SA-210 Part 1.